Hello everyone, this is Mr.Seungchhang and this is my first What If video tales of the Decade Season 1 by Dragon Knight 15. Hope you all like the video. Chapter 1. Prologue, Destroyer of Worlds. Prologue. A destroyer's beginning. It is a rather cloudy day, dark with barely any sunlight. Rushing towards and entering inside a large mansion. A little boy with brown hair rushes inside his large home. "I'm home," he shouts loudly, tossing his bag on the ground. Waiting is the home's butler, greeting the young master. "Welcome home, master." The boy nods, walking past him bowing, and goes to a desk. He stares at the photo of his family and just scowls upset. Why did they have to leave? It was 3 years ago that his mother and father left for a trip and he pleaded with them to not go. Not wanting to watch over his sister this much, but they told them to be a good brother regardless of his dislike. The older sibling always protects the younger. He sighed and he and his sister watched their parents one last time before they were killed by a plane malfunction, crashing, and both bodies were found dead. The little boy frowns, almost frustrated, wishing he was more spoiled to not let them go and never see them again. "Oni-chan," a voice shouts above the stairways. He startles and rushes upstairs. He heads quickly to a room where a young girl with long black hair, resting on her bed. She looked weak and pale. "Seo, no need to scream," he tells his sister with a smirk. The little girl nods weakly, uttering out blushing. "I just wanted to see you, Oni-chan." He walks up to her, petting her head, telling her with concern in his voice. "I'm fine. And you?" She stares at him weakly, gripping on his hand, and asks him. ellipsis. "I want to go outside, Oni-chan." He stares back at his sister, refusing to show signs of sadness, knowing she has a disease and doesn't have long to live. If he even shows signs of weakness, it will break her and he won't do it. "I want to, but you can't risk it, Seo. Besides, it's going to rain anyway." He reasons with her, but she protests, acting childish. "But I wanna go. Please. I want to see the world." She points at the twin-lens black pinkish magenta colored rectangle camera on the bed table side. She bought it for him, wanting her brother to capture the world with his photos for her. "And we can take pictures with the camera I bought you," Seo tells her brother, smiling, wanting him to take so many pictures of the world with her. He eyes it and scoffs, proclaiming like a brat, crossing his arms. "Not my style." She frowns, so frustrated because she might die and not see the world. She feels so angry, wanting to see the beautiful world, that without her noticing, a see-through magical-like doorway materializes out of thin air before them. This shocks both of them as the older brother utters out heavily, What the?" The younger sister stares at the reflecting like portal and could see sunlight shining through it. Seo smiles widely, trying to reach towards it, but she's too weak. Seo sobs weakly, not having the strength to reach there. He notices it and she pleads to him, wanting to go into it. "Oni-chan, take me." The older brother hesitates, but he can see her tears dripping from her eyes and a look like she's begging him. He's afraid to lose her too, but if he does this for her, she'll be happy. He can't deny that to her, not when she's about to break down for him. He nods, carrying his sister on his back, and watches as his sister touches the mirror and the two step inside this see-through the doorway. The two siblings now find themselves in this large meadow-like world. Flowers, fresh windy air, and a bright blue sky. "Awesome!" Both of them yell out, amazed. Seo giggles as her brother starts running in a piggyback position, making her enjoy every moment of this. She smiles happily as loved every moment. Eventually her brother puts her down on the meadow grass, humming happily. She eyes him, sobbing a bit to his confusion. "Oni-chan, you'll always love me, right? Even when I'm a burden?" She asks him, still crying, at her weak body, forbidding her brother to explore the world. He stares at her and just smiles, kneeling down and hugs her as he answers. Always, Seo, I'm your big brother, right? Seo staggers, but cries now joyfully while her vision slowly becomes blurry. Tsukasa, my Oni-chan. She begins uttering grateful for the older brother she has in her life as her eyes closed. Thank you. Soon the little girl rests her head on her brother's shoulder. He blinks puzzled, calling her. Seo? No reply. The young boy, Tsukasa, slowly widens his eyes yelling at her. Seo! No response again. He panics heavily, shaking her but nothing. The sky instantly becomes dark as he screams in agony. Seo, no! No! He starts freaking out, having killed her after wanting to keep her one wish, her only dream, and he took it from her, only because he tried to be a good big brother. What kind of brother would screw this up? He cries, rubbing his head as he breathes uncontrollably, tears dripping from his eyes as he looks upon his sister's body. No, please. No! Tsukasa starts uttering loudly and in panic, slamming his fists on the ground next to Seo's unemotional body. He hopes this is all a bad dream. One he's about to wake up and see his sister alive, but it isn't. Wake up, please, he begs, trying to shake her body as gently as he could, but nothing, absolutely nothing changed. Tsukasa's pupils shrink before he yells out in agony. Why did she have to go? Seo didn't deserve to die. Crying of frustration and greater anger. The young boy further yells out up to the dark sky with tremors being heard up above. Give her back to me, damn world. Give her back. Give her back. The more he complains. Slamming his fists onto the ground, the world around him responds as it shatters violently and the world begins to break apart like a mirror. Before he knew it, the world shatters and Tsukasa staggers, finding himself and Seo's body back where they were, her bedroom. He struggles to breathe, looking down at his young dead sister's body, and resumes sobbing over it. Seo, please wake up. Trying to shake her body to hear some kind of response, nothing changed. Seo's body remains quiet with no signs of movement or life. Tsukasa soon widens his eyes and freaks out, screaming in agony. Seo, please don't die. Please don't leave me. He continues screaming, trying over and over until his butler shows up and is left in shock at what he stared upon. He pushes the boy aside and confirms with a grim expression, Seo would never open her eyes again. That day changed the young Tsukasa, forever altered by the cruelty of life and of his own foolishness of being a good person. This was the first mark that the destroyer of worlds made on the day he was born. It's been nearly over a decade plus amount of years since the death of his sister, an older, young adult Tsukasa Kadoya looks around in with a dull, almost bored expression at the nearly empty house. His appearance is now a medium length. Japanese slick, clean and neat, messy brown hair with darkish brown eyes. He now wears a magenta-colored turtleneck sweater with a slim long black coat, pants and shoes. He also carries the black, magenta-colored camera his sister bought him around his neck with a black thread. He graduated from school, trained his body and mind to be the best. Even takes on photography, and yet everything in this place is too damn empty and boring for him. He decided to sell the house, no reason to keep it now that he's the last of his family. Tsukasa stares down at the family portrait of his family before his parents died, looking only at the face of his young dead sister. Seo, I wonder if you're with our parents. He questions mentally, wondering if she's with them exploring the whole world. He soon lets out a soft yet disturbing laugh. He was a reckless fool. He caused his sister's death, a mistake he can't take back. It's all on him and he won't forget it as an irony. Him being here is more than a sin, being life is in his way his hell. He no longer wants to stay here. He shouldn't, probably not my problem anymore. Tsukasa utters, tossing the photo frame to the trash. Making himself the villain to his actions though keeping the photo of his family in his jacket pocket. He grabs his single piece of luggage, preparing to leave though stopped by his family's butler. Master Tsukasa, you can't be serious? He demands, furious at his master's actions, gripping on his coat collars. Why would you sell your home for nothing? Tsukasa, almost not threatened, looks down at his gripping hands and with one arm swipe, pushes his butler out of his way. He then soon chuckles, answering him. Nothing? I gave you a well-given check, Tsukikage-san. You'll be fine, more than fine. The man only becomes madder, calling him out. You're willing to forget your past this far. Tsukasa looks at the man with a calm look with only one thing on his mind. Leave and never come back. And if I am? Tsukasa calmly responds uncaringly, grabbing his luggage. My choice as the last of my family. I am a black sheep after all. The former butler is just left silent as his former master states, not turning though saluting 2 fingers with his left hand. Have a good life and thank you for taking care of me and my sister. As for me, I don't need anything else. Tapping on the camera, Tsukasa smirks at his words, repeating himself as he walks forward. Nothing else. He steps out from his house and looks up at the bright sky, the endless journey his world can no longer provide him. With a smug smirk, Tsukasa tells himself, recalling the request of his sister. I have worlds to catch with my photos. Walking forward, Tsukasa swings his left arm forward and materializing is the same see-through mirror as he enters within. Having worlds to explore and worlds to capture with his photos. However, someone from afar watches, knowing the time had come. So you intend to become the destroyer then? Tsukasa Kadoya, an older man says in the shadows, only the reflection of his glasses shown. Further proclaiming as a vow, I will make sure your destruction comes soon. He soon vanishes through the same silver-colored mirror. Soon the day of decade, the destroyer of worlds, would come. End of chapter 1. Like and subscribe.